Baby is still sleeping. So I'm just gonna get ready for the day. Got a big dinner party to host tonight, so I have to work on my menu and the like print the recipe out or whatever. So probably gonna be working on that today. But yeah, let's get into some makeup for right now. Okay, 2 tags so far. Just chatting. Actually, just let me make my webcam the main focus and background over. Oh, this background. Why can't I grab it? It's so weird. Okay. There's a whole bunch of backgrounds now. What even is this one? Oh, this is the screen capture. Oh, well, I don't need screen capture right now. I don't really need the switch either. Now the baby's up. I don't know why I can't grab my background. It's really weird. Okay, whatever though. I'm not super concerned about it. I'm just gonna move my webcam box up a bit. Mm, okay. Oh, stretch. Let's just do another background. I'm just gonna unduplicate it. Copy. Control. V. Can I control V? There it is. Okay, where are you? You're on top. And you just go under here. Still grabbing screen capture. There. Let's put screen capture at the bottom. Grab the background. You dingus. I have grabbed everything but the background. Ah, son of a bitch. It's because they're locked. Okay. Well, there you have it. There's the background. Actually, now that I know that, let me just reconfigure everything else. I ought to just switch scenes and just make this just chatting. Yeah, so the backgrounds were locked. What a dork. Okay. Well, that's good enough for me, I think. Let me go ahead and get started on putting on makeup. Oh. All right. So while I stream, let me edit this title. We're going to tell some stories, some true crime stories. All right, so, oops, let me close this. Oh, I just got a new follow. Thank you. Let me see your name. Jackalus? Jackals? Thank you for the follow. And I will follow you back because that's something we do here. We do follow for follow. I don't have the tag up right now, but so I'm just getting into telling true crime stories. Yep, there it is. All right, so let me move this over here. So we're going to talk about the curious case of the missing heiress, Dorothy Arnold. All right. So Dorothy was a wealthy, beautiful socialite from a New York family. I'm going to just take this off. In the early 1900s. I'm just going to glob on some eyelash glue. In December 1910, Dorothy left her Manhattan home, telling her family she was going to go shopping. She was a 25-year-old woman, well-dressed and in high spirits. And it was just a normal day in the city, and Dorothy had plans to buy a gown for a party. She even ran into a few friends while she was out, but nothing seemed off. And she told him she was going to be headed home soon, but Dorothy never made it home. So when it came nighttime and Dorothy didn't return home, her family grew a little concerned. And after a few days, they secretly hired private investigators to avoid public embarrassment. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, it became clear that Dorothy wasn't just hiding, she had actually vanished without a trace. So several theories about her disappearance began to circulate. Some believe Dorothy had eloped with a secret lover. Others suggest that she had become pregnant and run away in shame. I mean, this was super long ago, so back in the day where you couldn't just get pregnant out of nowhere. A few people thought she had been the victim of foul play, perhaps even murdered and disposed of. But despite extensive searches, no body or evidence was ever found. But her family never gave up hope. And for years, they kept looking and searching everywhere for clues. Rumors swirled about the sightings of Dorothy all over the world, but none were ever confirmed. And to this day, no one really knows what happened to Dorothy Arnold. Her disappearance remains one of the most enduring unsolved mysteries in true crime history. So, what do you all think happened to Dorothy Arnold that day when she went shopping and she just never came back? Let's do another one. That one was fun. All right, let's do another one. Move my mirror a little bit. All right. Oh my goodness. I love this one. The chilling case of the Zodiac Killer. All right. The first murders. So our story kicks off in 1968. We're going to be following the Zodiac Killers, a chilling true crime mystery. So our story kicks off in 1968 in Vallejo, California. It's the summer of love, but not everyone was feeling the peace and love. On July 4th, Darlene Ferrin and Michael McGill were hanging out in Darlene's car in a remote park. It was a pretty chill evening until a guy in a dark hood and a mask showed up. He pulled out a gun and shot them both. Darlene died right then and there, but Michael survived, even though he was very badly hurt. So fast forward to a few months to September 27th, 1968, and same guy, same killer, he strikes again. This time, it's by Lake Berryessa. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've never heard that lake name. But Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were just chilling by the lake when the same creepy dude shows up. So he ties him up, he kills him, and he even draws a creepy symbol on Brian's door. And that symbol is now known as the Zodiac symbol. So now we skip forward to part 2 of our chilling crime tale story, which is about the letters. So probably a lot of you, oh, there's an ad break. I'm just gonna wait. "57 seconds." Let me do English also as a tag. And I have 33 seconds. Let me go grab some water real quick. All right, that ad break is over. I've got some water. I have my tablet to make it easier to see your guys' responses. It's kind of hard to see the chat while I'm also putting on makeup. I've got my mirror right in front of my computer. So, all right, let's continue. I don't know how I got this minimized. Oh. Okay, we're done updating stream info. All right, so we last left off on part 2. Let me get my stream chat up and running. All right, that's some pretty good lighting. Oh, and there is a Pokemon. Let me catch this Pokemon, and then we'll get back to the story. So, okay, catch. All right, so part 2 of our story takes place on July 31st, 1969. We are now in a local newspaper facility. I don't know the word for that. All right, what was I doing next? Eyeshadow. So this guy wasn't just about the killing. He also loved to mess around with the police and the media. So, yeah, again, 1969, he sent 3 letters to local newspapers, including the San Francisco Chronicle. These letters had detailed about the murders and included some really weird ciphers, daring people to decode them. So one of the ciphers, called the Z408, Z-408, was cracked by some amateur sleuths, including a school teacher and his wife. And the message was a chilling declaration from the killer saying he enjoyed killing and planned on keeping killing. It's pretty creepy, right? Oh, did I get that? Yay, I got the hoot hoot. Good job, me. Even though his ciphers, some of his ciphers were solved, a lot of his letters still remain a full mystery. The Zodiac loved to leave behind these bizarre codes and symbols, making it really hard to get a handle on his real intentions. So, that's only part 2. Part 3. Oh, my tummy is growling. Is the infamous phone call and the I am not dead letter. Oh, that sounds interesting. So, after the Lake Berryessa murders, Zodiac Killer decided to give the police a phone call. That's right, not only did he send letters to mess with them, the police and the media, now he's calling people. He really wants to let people know, hey, I killed these people and you guys aren't even trying to find me. So what's up with that? So he gave the police a phone call. He basically bragged about all of the murders, all the murders, and he mocked them, their efforts to catch him. Because, it doesn't really seem like they're trying, I think I'm going to do green and brown again. That worked really well last time. The whole call was just really creepy, and it gave a pretty disturbing insight into his mind. And then, a few months later, on November 9th, 1969, Zodiac sent another letter to the San Francisco Chronicle with the headline, I am not dead. So in this letter, he taunted the police, saying he was still out there and laughing at their attempts to catch him. He also included another cipher that still hasn't been fully solved. This guy really knew how to mess with people's heads. And assuming he did that, it probably just got the police department and all of them just so riled up. If I were a fly on the wall, you could only imagine. So part 4 takes place with the disappearance and the suspects. So by 1970, the Zodiac Killer kind of disappeared from the spotlight. He sent a few more letters, but no murders were ever reported. The police had a whole list of suspects and just people that they thought could be the killer, but no real leads. One of the suspects included a guy named Arthur Lee Allen, who was a convicted child molester and died in 1992. More recently, there was some talk about Gary Francis Post. He is a serial killer who passed away in 2018. That's kind of recent, actually. But despite all the investigation, theories, and documentaries, we still don't know who the Zodiac Killer really was. And I think that's the most interesting part about the Zodiac Killer case, is that he's one that just was like so cocky about killing and really got away with it. Like, that's so crazy to me that I don't know if it was intelligence or just negligence on the police department's part, but yeah, it's very impressive to actually get away with it. So it's just one of those cases that sticks with you. It's just unsettling and unresolved. And people like resolution. So there you have it. The Zodiac Killer, a true crime mystery that's been chilling people to the bones for decades. Brutal crimes, strange letters, mysterious disappearances continue to fascinate and terrify. I don't know if you guys want to do another one or hear another story about a true crime tale, but I kind of like them, and let's do one that's more unknown, you know? All right, time for some eyeliner. I really hate my bangs. These are just the worst. But since they're so bad, I had to just pin them up and... Oh, let me put the tag true crime, because we're specifically storytelling true crime. So fun. All right. So now we're going to focus on the story of the mysterious case of the Long Island serial killer. And if you can tell, I'm reading these scripts off of the internet. So none of these are actual like books or anything. Where's my eyeliner? Mascara. This is kind of more for my enjoyment than your enjoyment, because I really don't know a lot of true crime stories, but that doesn't mean that I'm not interested. So this is a good way for me to learn while also teaching you guys about the true crime stories too. So I'm really excited. So let's get started. Our next story is... Oh, what is this piece of fluff in my hair? I cannot get it. Let's try this again. All right, so the mysterious case of, what did I say, the Long Island serial killer? Yeah. Be careful when you go to Long Island. All right. So our story begins in 2010 when a police officer searching for a missing woman near Gilgo Beach on Long Island. Let me see. Uh-oh, my light went off. Not gonna get any true colors now. Maybe I can. Oh, that's better. Okay. So our story begins in 2010 when a police officer was searching for a missing woman near Gilgo Beach on Long Island, New York. Instead of finding the missing person, the officer stumbled on a horrible discovery. So four bodies were found along the beach in burlap sacks. Creepy. And this was the beginning of what would become a chilling investigation. So as the investigation progressed, more bodies were discovered. All of them women who had been working as escorts. In total, 10 to 16 bodies were found in the area, leading authorities to believe they were dealing with a serial killer. The victims were all found in a similar manner, wrapped in burlap sacks and left along the coast. So part 2 is going to involve the victims. Part 3 will do the investigation. And part 4, conclusion, theories, stuff like that. So part 2, the victims. So the victims were primarily young women who had been involved in the sex trade. Their names were Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amberlynn Costello, and Maureen Brainard Barnes. I feel like I've heard of that one. Each of these women had gone missing under troubling circumstances, and their cases were linked when the bodies were discovered in the same area. So the discovery of the bodies in such a similar manner led to the belief that they were all killed by the same person, just because it was done the same way, just like a serial killer would. So this was further supported by the fact that the women had similar backgrounds that had been reported missing around the same time. So the investigation into the Long Island serial killer case has been long and complicated. Despite the numerous leads and suspects, the case remains unsolved. One of the most puzzling aspects about the investigation is the lack of concrete evidence linking any suspect to the murders. There's another Pokemon. Hang on one second. Do I have? No, I'm not gonna make it. Dang it. I usually have this on my clipboard. Not this time. All right, so let's get back to our story. So our suspect, who has come up in discussions, is a former police chief. I know, suspect that's also a police chief? That's a lot. His name is James Burke, and he is implicated in various corruption scandals and had connections to some of their victims. However, there has been no proof linking him to any of the murders, which that sounds very suspicious to me. Another theory is that the killer may be someone with local knowledge of the area, referring to the way that the bodies were dumped. I guess maybe he knew, or she knew about where to put them, who would be where, when, you know? And burlap sacks, I don't know, that just seems so impersonal. It's just so cold-hearted. So the Long Island serial killer case has attracted a lot of media attention and speculation. Here we are right here, media attention, speculating. Ooh, got a good stretch. Oh gosh. Ooh, that's a good one. Theories range from the killer being a local resident to someone who may have had a personal connection to the victims. So some people believe the killer might have been someone in a position of authority or someone who knew the area well enough to avoid capture. There have also been discussions about the possibility that the case is connected to other unsolved murders or serial killers. Despite numerous theories and media coverage, no one has been able to pinpoint the identity of the killer or provide a clear motive. But the Long Island serial killer case remains one of the most mysterious and unsettling unsolved cases in recent history. The discovery of the bodies and the ongoing investigation have left many questions unanswered. And if you're as intrigued as I am by this case, make sure to hit the follow button, subscribe, and turn on any notifications so you don't miss any future deep dives. And we are going to go on a short break and take a short pause. I'm going to go get some breakfast and refreshen myself, brush my teeth, and I will be right back. See you all in a bit.